Here we go.
We are live. LMG live. Again, thank y'all for coming to the show today. I got a special guest with me today. Uh one of my good friends, man. Me and this guy have come to do a lot of collaboration together. And he's local, but not for long. He's a local journalist. And ladies and gentlemen, give it up for my friend, Mr. Ryan Jones.
Man, I'm appreciative for one for me be up here. In the good hours of the day, hard working. By the way, this is a phenomenal studio. People need to come here and check it out. Anybody local, come hang out with Lyles.
Thank
He'll
you,
talk
bro.
to you, see what he got to have. For you. You can use the studio. We all about growing businesses and as well as growing your vision of what you're doing too as well. Why not use a platform that's here available for you whenever you need it? So I appreciate you, man. You always been around for me, so grateful.
Hey, man, that's what we do. We help each other out, man. And you're out here in the community, man. You're out here. You're trying to help the youth. You're out here pushing things in your community. So when I see people like that, man, I have no problem with like reaching out. If you reach out to me, we gonna help each other out, man. So you keep doing what you're doing, man, out here, and keep pursuing what you got going on, and man, we gonna make a whole lot of stuff happen together, man.
No doubt about that. Raw
Right.
thoughts.
So Ryan, we here today to talk about Mr. Ryan Jones, Raw Thoughts, Raw Mind Sports. Okay. Raw Mind Sports. You doing fairly well, man, over the internet and out here in the field, you know. Tell me, we're gonna take it back. Cause
Okay, okay.
you from Tarboro, right?
Talbot, North Carolina,
Uh
27886.
tell me a little bit about Tarboro, where you was born and raised at. Give me a little bit about your early years.
Early years, man. Mom was in college. Dad was doing some things. He probably don't care about me discussing, but I'm not gonna discuss. So it wasn't that good. So raw thoughts. That's on that end. So I was raised by my great grandma, Viola Hopkins, in East Tarboro. Like we didn't. I mean, we just grew up in East Tarboro. It was a big family oriented place, especially if you're from there. A lot of people say back in the days East Harbor was like super rough, and you probably familiar with things. People probably talk about South Rocky Mount like the same way, but
T
that's
Town.
every every town or city has their own what they supposedly say hood. East Harbor was amazing to me. It was a lot of grounded roots, a lot of amazing people that came from there. They got it out the mud, 10 toes down is what they say. And my great grandma was one of them ones. She was a cafeteria worker. She retired as a cafeteria worker. A lot of people knew her. I mean, financially, we wasn't there. We was on Section 8, food stamps.
But
But we always made a way. Go ahead, go ahead.
the cafeteria ladies,
Yeah,
some of the most respected ladies
got that
in the
right.
community, man.
so, so I was raised by her all my childhood from stocks, and it was interesting because she's my great grandma. My grandma was also out of state at the time working as well. My grandma, she's back here now, but my great grandma was older. It was like she started over again as a child. I think she started raising me in her 60s or close to her 70s. And during my high school, it was, yeah, 70s pretty much started kind of raising me through the 70s. So her 70s. So all through elementary school, high school, she was always there. And then eventually she had Alzheimer's. And, by then I kind of got raised into a man. She taught me a lot of stuff that I listened to everything. No, I'm not gonna say I was
But
perfect.
you seem to be a pretty humble young man, and you treat everybody with respect. You always got a smile on your face. Like, what did that come from? Like, was that something from grandma?
um, for me personally, I look at life like a lot of people. Honestly, I always believe in the smile. I believe in bringing joy to anybody. I believe in making people happy because everybody behind closed doors, we don't know what nobody got going on.
That's
So
right.
at least coming out here in the real world, business world or going to grocery store, at least try to make somebody day, So smile ain't a lot. It's not expensive. It's free. Make somebody's day. A lot of people don't get a chance to smile every day. And again, everybody has their own things going on behind closed doors that are probably not super perfect, but don't need to bring that out into the real world because that's what the real
Right.
world does. It brings out a lot of stuff that kind of, they call numbs it or whatever. So for me, my grandma always smiled. My grandma always went to be a great worker at the cafeteria. Coming home, no matter what we had, she was always in a smiling mood. Until I done
Good.
something I was hard headed, then she'd get that towel out. But
Man, ain't
other
nothing
than
like grandma. Oh yeah, grandma put that thing on your butt, man.
that, so, but yeah, I mean, that came for her. And I think each and every day when she's not around, I think the smile brings a lot, to me to know that, like, hey, no matter what, everything's okay.
Smile through it all.
Right.
Now, on the screen, ladies and gentlemen, uh, we have all of Ryan's social media tags. So if you're looking at these, make sure you go to these sites, man, and you know, support the brother. But back to the interview.
And I just got the blue check on Twitter. I don't know how that happened, but
Oh, he's
it happened.
special.
So yeah, follow me on Twitter.
He
I'm,
got a
I'm,
blue
I'm boosting
check.
that Twitter up right now because I ain't really on. Well, I'm on Raw Mind Sports Facebook page, and you'll see whenever I put up a podcast or a live stream, it goes there. But like, I'm not literally on Facebook, but anything I produce or whatever I put up, it goes automatically to Facebook, the Raw My Sports page, not my personal page. I'm on Instagram and I'm definitely like getting into this Twitter vibe. It's very raw. It's really my element. I should have been up there, but
Hey man, Twitter is you gotta be ready for Twitter.
oh, I see.
Yeah. That's a whole. I thought Facebook and all that was crazy, but Twitter that's a tough game right there, man. I don't want no parts of it.
Yeah, oh boy, yeah.
But okay, so raised by your grandma, came up through East Tarboro, Tarboro High School. You went to Tarboro High School, I assume.
I did.
Okay, rich tradition down there. Uh, tell me some of the things that you could remember from your high school days, man. Was y'all winning championships down there then?
I ain't gonna lie. We were winning conferences, but we weren't winning championships. But we was always good. Like football, basketball, baseball teams was always good. Had some talented players. Not everybody was, we all played the sport. A lot of us, if we see each other to this day, still kind of react some way.
Right.
Um, Football was good for us. We didn't again go to the state championship in football. Basketball was it was okay. We did good.
What years
Um,
did you go?
Say it again.
What years did you go to Tarboro?
I'm with the tall, bro. I'm sorry. My graduation year was the 04-05 year. So
Okay.
that was way back then. Terrell Hudgens was in Rocky Mount, the quarterback. Stephon Virgil was around. So that was my
Them
tier
Griffons,
guys.
baby.
Oh boy. Yeah. They were tough. They were tough then, no doubt. I see Terrell every day now and I still let him I give him my raw thoughts every day.
They put that thing on y'all.
Ooh, yes they did. That was
Them
not
Griffons,
great.
baby.
We actually lost. We won the conference. I think we lost 2 games. I think we lost to Green Central, we lost to Rocky Mount, and we lost first round. We shouldn't have lost, but I think some of the players on teams already ready for basketball season. It wasn't the same mindset that these kids and the tradition that's been going on lately. These kids that's been coming up after us, they love football. They
Right.
smell, breathe it. So it was a little different world.
Right. Right. So, what sports did you play on while you was there?
Football, basketball, baseball. I played all three. Baseball, I don't know how I made the team. I struck out in the little summer league. Yeah, I was good at running, but
Stealing
apparently
bases.
they like something. I don't know.
Hey,
As a young child, I didn't
if
know.
you can steal bases, you
Yeah.
can be on the team.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah.
Now, I did catch some pop flies out in the
Okay.
outfield, stuff like that. I was good at that. One time they put me at third base. I said never again. Them ground balls come at you different. Like people understand, like baseball is a very difficult sport to play because of hand-eye coordination. And like if you don't have hand-eye coordination,
Coming down that third base line,
yeah,
a liner.
ooh,
If you ain't ready, yeah.
like So like, yeah, and I know that. So baseball, I see why those guys are natural talent. They make a lot of money. People always talking about they don't have no salary cap there. It's not like that. No,
It's a hard sport.
it is very hard, very hard. Because if you don't have hand-eye coordination, you don't stand a chance at baseball. Football is technique. Basketball is art to me. Basketball, you gotta have a skill. You really gotta have game. You gotta. It's a work of art in basketball,
Mm-hmm.
like poetry and stuff. Like your game just speaks upon who you are. That's why guys like everybody in the DC area when they listen to Go Go, like basketball has that smooth like move. Go Go, and baseball, you better know how to react quickly, all that stuff, because you don't know
And
what's gonna
then
happen.
in baseball, you can fail 70% of the time and still be successful.
Right, right. Like, and it
Like,
don't even matter what age in baseball, as long as you can still have hand-eye coordination, you can actually play that sport
right.
to a long
If you can
age.
hit the ball
Right,
4 out of 10
right,
times,
right, right.
you gonna make some good money.
You got that right.
Man, it's amazing. All right. So high school. After high school, right? Uh what was your path? What your path lead you to after high school?
Path was supposed to lead me to Elizabeth City State and Central, but Elizabeth City State was the main piece, and that's what ended up happening. Um, but I fell in love.
Okay.
Love hit me. I got a strike of Cupid at the time, so
Got that
high
bug.
school, right? The love antidote hit me. I kind of lost a lot of focus at first before I got refocused during that time, and now when I look at it now, like I still should have been like super super determined, or like not even focusing on love at the time. Because as a child, an 18-year-old child, 17-year-old, 18-year-old child, last thing you need to worry about is serious commitment at a young age. And that's just my opinion. I'm saying everything is different. Love hits everybody differently. Everybody's situation works differently. So I'm talking on behalf, like in my situation, in my lane,
Right.
because it didn't fit well for my lane. Like seeing all my friends go to amazing colleges and prestigious colleges, not just HBCUs, and watching them guys like be successful, but they still looking at me like I'm the cream of the crop, like I'm the man. But really, I'm looking at them like, no, y'all the man. I'm doing my part here, but y'all over here. And now realizing now, it doesn't matter what college you go to, as long as the education is there, as long as you get your education. Because we live in a country that's
That's
education
that's
matters, man,
that's
especially
what
if
it's
you're in the
all about,
workforce.
man. It don't matter where you go to school.
Right, right,
That
right.
that's what this country has sold us a lie on that. But
Yeah.
it don't matter, man. Like, but back to what you were saying.
So like, love hit me, and I could have been even way more focused at the time. Made, it wasn't I won't say it's a dumb decision, but I chose love over everything. And a lot of things. I kind of secluded myself from everything at the time. I just wanted to be in love. A lot of people I wasn't even on social media. I wasn't on anything. A lot of people like, where Ryan at? Where Prime? Excuse me. They said, where Prime at? When last time y'all talked to Prime Time? We talked Prime Time. Yeah, that's my name, Prime Time. That was my nickname, high school and stuff. Because I was
You
kind of
was
in my
locked
own
up
world.
then, huh?
Yeah, locked up, like not locked up in shackles in jail at the time, but
Locked up in love.
yeah, locked up in love. So at the time, I thought, everything was there. And I was kind of balanced. All I did was go to work, work, school, whatever, home. That was it, and kind of to myself. A lot of guys, even during that time, I was so in love, guys like, let's go out, let's go hang out. Let's go hang out. I ain't want to hang out. I ain't want to do nothing. I was just so happy on how the honeymoon stages. You know
Right.
how it goes when you first get into a relationship, the honeymoon stages.
Right.
Everything is so perfect in the honeymoon stages.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything, like can't nothing go wrong in the
Mm-hmm.
honeymoon stages. And then once you start selling down the person forever, doesn't mean that person bad or you bad. It just means that y'all just won't really
Just
fit.
weren't meant to be.
Because once
Yeah.
the honeymoon stages go out, that's the real testament, the real test of any relationship. Can you still endure, or can you still push when the honeymoon stage is over with?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure every relationship, everybody probably get tired of their spouse or significant other here and there, but sometimes they still look at like it's love there. If the love is
So
there, it's there.
right. So out of falling in love, what kind of experience was that, and how did that go for you? Like falling in love at a young age, and how did that go for you? How did that end up?
Uh, okay, how to end up. I'm about to say in the beginning, I mean, how it went during the time. It was an emotional roller coaster. It was fun at first. It was great, happy. I was kind of to myself. very independent. Just to myself. Everybody, some people I know raw thoughts, I thought I was bougie or thought I was better than anybody. No, I won't. I just was happy to be with myself. When I'm in love, man, like I'm super balanced and I'm super focused at whatever it is. If it's the career and it's the home, and it's not me personally like being better than anyone. No, I'm just focusing on how I'm gonna make myself better, how I'm gonna grow.
Right.
So for me, I'm gonna look at it on a level of like sometimes I may seem like I'm not around my friends or my brothers or
Well,
family like that.
you got responsibilities, man. You
Right.
can't, you can't be around your friends all the time. And people got to understand that.
Right. And so for me, like not being around, you know, a lot of people at the time, and if anybody came to the house and they're cool, but I wasn't a going out person once I was in love. I was kind of once I'm in love, I'm in a relationship, I'm kind of grounded to where like I'm just gonna be where I'm at. It ain't gonna be no going there, we're traveling the world, stuff like that. So for me, it may seem like I was better, but really I wasn't. I was trying to get better with myself, and then two, it wasn't a it wasn't personal. It was just like me just saying like, look, I just need to be myself. I'm enjoying being to
Right.
myself. I have those tendencies. Like I know we don't go to zodiacs. I'm a Capricorn, so Capricorns have the times where they can light up the room, and sometimes they can be loners. And loners meaning like they don't mind being to themselves. A lot of people want people around all the time. I'm content being to myself sometimes. Whether people like it, don't like it, care, they don't care. That's on them. Like I can be the type if I'm in love and I'm settled down, or if I'm in a grounded situation, I'm just content with it. Now. Of course, career asks you to be around people and a lot of people, and there's nothing wrong with it. Like, and I'm the type of person I do love being around people, but don't I try to tell people don't take it personal when I'm
Yeah,
to myself a lot.
you need your time to yourself sometimes too.
Yeah,
Like,
and
and
I'm
your
good at
family, to
that.
be with your family. You don't
Yeah,
have to always be around people. You
but
know.
now when I'm heartbroken, well, I'm gonna tell you, I'm straight up. I'm a relationship guy. I ain't. You have your three things in life. I call them three relationships. You have the person that you talk to, like you just talk to occasionally, like hey, just saying what's up, call on the phone, chill, or maybe go every once in a while out on a date, but you
Right.
just dating. Then you have the person that you want a person to call you every single day, talk to you on the phone, or at least have some connection with the person. Then you have raw thoughts, hey, I just want you to come over, text me up, male or female, text me up, do what you gotta do. I call you when I need you again. You have those situations. I'm the one that needs the, hey, I need connection if I'm dealing with you. I mean, I'm a super brick wall, but once you crack the brick wall, you get a different energy out of me. Like you might say, boy, this boy can't be stopped. Like it don't matter what it is, this boy can't be stopped once the brick wall comes away. Because I'm a type of person like that brick wall is there. Like it's hard for you to do anything. I don't care what you say, what you do. If it's there,
Yeah.
it's there, and ain't nothing you can stop it. Now, when I unleash it, oh, you got something amazing here, and I ain't just saying it on a cocky way. I'm just saying it's amazing. So once you unleash it, that's what it is. So I'm the type of person like first if I ever dated or try to talk to somebody, there's been plenty of times. Oh yeah, cool, yeah,
Right.
I may even tell some people sometimes, hey, look, you may be an amazing person, but universe wise, you're not for me. And I hope you find the person that's for you. But
Yeah.
don't take it personal. And I think that's why I have kept a lot of relationships because I told them the truth without hurting their feelings and before it got too deep. Like some
Yeah.
of them, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't even have
Just
any
be honest. Just be honest.
right.
Like
And I ain't have
you.
no sexual relations with some of them to even catch feeling because I know if I gauge sex relations can give you hidden signals that
Yeah.
they can happen. So I was cool,
Yeah.
not
They can get you in trouble. Yeah.
correct, and that makes it even worse. So like I was on that level. So, but for me, like I always enjoy like I always had that wall up, and like for me, I'm super super hard to like trust or do anything because I don't care what you've been doing for 10 years straight. You do something wrong, you might have somebody that may come after you the next year. And that's why you always have your awareness. I think that's why I think my great grandma watches over me every day. And she's like my angel now because I have awareness. I know who to deal with, who not to deal with, who to be involved with, who not to be involved with, because I know like that awareness does matter. Because you can have an amazing relationship for 10 years. And all it
Right.
takes is that one little hiccup, that bump in the road, that can destroy that whole relationship. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But sometimes, things happen for a reason. Like
Mm-hmm.
so, you go through something, you learn, and then when the situation comes around again, you know how to handle it better. You know how to maneuver through it. You know how to talk about it, things like that. So you went through a early relationship that kind of I'm assuming turned out not like you wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you went through a lot of stuff, but those things I'm pretty sure taught you like what I got to do in the next relationship.
Right.
So you just recently got married, right?
I did. I did.
Huh? Okay, so tell me about this lady right here.
One phenomenal human being in my life, which is crazy because this the part I didn't get a chance to say earlier, is that we dated in high school. We always have a joke. Like I told her she broke my heart. She dumped me. She matter of fact, this gonna make it short and quick. She dumped me before a basketball game we were playing. In the next 3 games, can you ask me how many points I had? 0. And then gonna tell me that it was my fault that I got dumped because I was prime time. I was prime time. It was me. It was me that was the fault. But
Oh,
anyway,
your
during high
prime
school,
time go to your head.
yeah, that's what she let her tell it. Yes. Yes, raw thoughts. She's saying that prime time with your head. So she really says every time she see me, she makes sure she says Ryan Jones Sr. or Ryan. She don't even say prime time. She'll every time she makes that joke, old prime time, she thinks about prime time in high school and sweeping down. I was doing something. I won't doing nothing. I probably was a fan favorite, but I won't like engaging and doing
Right,
stuff. So
right.
we dated in high school, and now I think that's what I was gonna say in life. I was seriously heartbroken by my own 2 older kids' mom at the time, and I
Man,
got
y'all
back
good
with her.
looking couple, man. I'm just looking
Yeah.
at y'all, man. Like, and how long have y'all been together?
We've been together since 2018, beginning of 2018. It all started when I went over there. She was super vegan, working out, and I was calling her big time. You know, she was showing her workout videos, stuff like that. She had just got back in town because she was living in Charlotte for a while after she graduated from University of Carolina, UNC. Um, and it was just random. Like we always had a close relationship. We always were cool during those years. Whenever we saw each other, it wasn't no bad feelings, no bad vibes, and that like that. And then
Mhm.
eventually we kind of relate. Like we really can relate to a lot of stuff. And it was just funny. Like everything we relate to at the time, we would just laugh and before we could say it, we just had a connection. So I went over there. She had some sweet potatoes. I asked, "Can I come there
Oh,
and get some sweet potatoes?" She said, "Sure."
see,
I didn't think she was gonna. I thought she was gonna say no or something. She didn't. So she said, "You come and get some." She probably said, "I didn't think he would come over here." So that day, like 2 days before that, that was 2 days before Valentine's Day. So
okay,
Valentine's Day come up. I asked her, did she want to go out for Valentine's Day? And we were talking, we were laughing at that night. We talked for a couple of days. She was like, yeah, sure. So we went out, went to Valentine's Day, went to Bonefish Grill. And,
okay.
I don't think she said she wasn't drinking for like a whole year. And she was still vegan at the time. So it was like vegan at the time. And yeah, man, I'm a happy soul in that picture. Yeah, buddy. I don't know what I
Hey,
was just
man,
happy. I'm just happy to be alive at the moment.
that's a
But
that's a beautiful picture.
so I took her there. And I guess after that, we kind of like we asked each other like, "What is this? Are we just friends? Are we chilling? Are we about to date?" And I ain't gonna lie, I guess we dating. And she was like, "I said, you want to date?" She was like, "Yeah." So we got back together from there, and everything ain't perfect, but I think that we've mastered a thing in love and also trying to master our craft still in this
So
thing.
did experiences from the past
Yes,
help you with this?
a whole lot of experiences, from the past. She had a few experiences she'll probably say from the past. And I think it both built us to know we don't want to have those experiences. And one thing I can
Right,
say with us, Raw Thoughts, our families like super, super, super get along. Like she's strong on family. I'm strong on the media family. When I say family, I'm talking about media family, like grandma, uncle, mom, stuff
right.
like that. Dad. She's super strong on that. Our families love my family loves some her, and I can assume I guess her family loves some me. So
Man, what was you saying right here?
man, I'm like, boy, I'm the happiest man on earth. I'm the happiest man on earth. I'm really getting married, boy. I said one goal I always wanted in life. I don't even care if I did anything else. It's just to be married. And not only that to be married, it's like being married to somebody you genuinely want to be married to.
I
You know,
see
you can
y'all got married by Pastor Jonah.
yeah, that's my
Okay.
main man. Like I was telling you earlier about my great grandma. He was always at my grandma's house every Saturday night and Saturday morning for breakfast before he got to the altar at church at the time. Easter Star baptized me and he swear it down. he my daddy, which he I tell me like he's like my pops, and he always say what's his line like you grandma's boy, and he say you know you gotta look out for you, and he always put me down. He my angel on earth. So, and I ain't gonna lie, these past few years, I probably can really say that literally because the facts are showing like Reverend Joyner got my back. So
That's
shout out to
what's up.
Reverend Joyner, Richard
Yes,
Joyner
sir.
to some council members, but to Reverend Joyner for me.
Good, good. That's good, man. It's always have people that gonna look out for you. It don't matter how old you get, you know. It's always good to have those people that they got your back and gonna, look out for your best interest, man. So we're gonna transition. All right. Raw Mind Sports. When did you come up with this concept and decide to put yourself into the sports journalism world?
For one, I'm gonna tell you a little quick story, make a long story short. Like years ago before I got with Iris, it was some things that happened. And I can say it was kind of my fault and I learned it. So what happened was I went into a rough spot in life.
Mm-hmm.
Whew, this is tough. Like to see myself when I'm at now, it's like it's amazing. Went to a rough spot in life. Um, went through some real serious issues. Got in trouble. Had to go. Had to go get shackled up. Basically, I went to jail. And one of the reasons I went to jail, I kept missing court. It was something I should have done. And when I missed court, the last time the judge hit the hammer, he made sure I didn't get out. Like he put it up the bond so high I pretty much then said, okay, I'm just had to pack my bags and just had to face reality. My dad, my mom, and everybody was just telling me like it was the best thing that ever happened at the time because they didn't know which way I was going. And they didn't want me to take that route because anybody that knew me was like, that's not right, something not going on. Right. And then some of it was like love, being heartbroken, not having somebody, tired of heartbreaking. Felt like I was a failure. Felt like I didn't have nobody in life to have my back. And it's not necessary for nobody to have my back because I knew that's not nobody's responsibility. So I went through a tough spell, community wise and stuff. I lost who I was. I lost the prime time. I lost my morale. I lost my soul. I lost who my identity of who I was. So
Right.
during that time, believe it or not, it was crazy. I think the universe started to switch then. Um, the universe I went to jail. I missed court. They put up a high bond. Then I'm thinking I'm getting out in Tarboro. They said, oh, no, you still got to, since you in here, you got a few more cases that you missed court on. So we're going to send you to Raleigh. I sat in Wake County Jail for 4 months. And tell me I'm in the room with all the Bloods, the Crips and stuff, and they looking. I mean, I ain't never get no fight. And then I guess they when they did is what they call roll call in jail. A lot of these guys still locked up, I know for sure. But they do roll call where they try to check who you is, who you not. They knew I wasn't in no gang and that like
Where
that.
you
So
from?
yeah, where you from? So some of them guys end up knowing people here and they calling out. And people like, talking about Ryan, prime time. I know he ain't in jail. They were shocked. They're like, no, I know he ain't in jail.
You're like,
I'm like,
what you
no,
doing in here,
no,
man?
no, no. They'll get on the phone and put me on the phone. They're like, no, he real cool, he good. And then when they heard about him, because they always say people in jail like lie. They all try to tell you the story they do in jail, and that's something I learned for them 4 months. People go to jail, lie, say about their life, their career, what they got. They get out, they ain't nothing. They just talk the talk to kill over time. For some of those people who really are consistent members or going back and forth to jail. So I I get in there and eventually I'm in there with guys and they talking about sports and I'm breaking down sports and stuff. So the midst of these guys, I'm in jail with guys, in pods with guys, not no separate single cells with guys who are never got out of jail. Some of them were natural born killers. Some of them may not get out of jail for the next 20 years. And they
Mm-hmm.
tell me like, Ryan, this is not for you. They're like, Ryan, whatever you done, get it right. You got a chance to correct it. You ain't really done nothing. You got a chance to live your life, correct your life, whatever you're doing, man, do it right. They say you're so good at sports. Why you don't just try to be a coach? Why you don't just go on the sports broadcast? I don't even thinking about this stuff. I'm like, man, I'm trying to get out of jail. So in my mind, I'm like, I'm just trying to get out of jail. I ain't trying to hear all that, at the time. And these guys really dropping knowledge on me. These same guys who I know not getting out, dropping knowledge. And when the day I got out, basically I got out, had to be on probation. Was pretty much simple. The thing was like being on probation, stuff like that. They were talking about drugs, test and stuff. Oh, that was a walk in the park for me. I don't
Right.
need smoking that. So for me, it was easy. I told they could pee me every day.
Right.
Drug test me every day. I was good. So I won't worry about nothing. So I mean, during that time frame, the guy was like, man, this ain't for you. You're too good. Like, you really are a good dude. You just made mistakes. In life's time, you made mistakes. Go out there and be successful, be who you are.
So it was one of them in there that said, "Look, man, you
Two of
could
them,
get in
actually.
there.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
should get in there, like talking about sports and stuff."
Correct. I'm sorry.
Gotcha.
And so
Gotcha.
after that, um, they asked me about that, and then after I got out, like it was hard for me like to find jobs, get good paying jobs. I could get hired for nothing. Like my whole life just like hit me. Like I was still it's almost like it was made for me to go back. So I was so frustrated and frustrated. First, I couldn't get nothing needed to even get an income or anything. I'm like, I'm not trying to
Right.
go back without an income. Like you need income in life. When you're around people, you gotta have this, have that, and people strong on the income. You could be the most purest guy in the world,
Right.
but if you ain't got no income,
Right.
when it comes to bills and take care of the family, I want to hear it. Go ahead.
It's as a man, that's tough as a man,
You got that right.
because you want to do right, you want to provide. So I can understand that. You going through that because that's tough.
Right.
When you can't do that, yeah, that's real tough.
And so I went on and put it out flat out to the wife, Miss Jones Iris. I told her straight up, I ain't holding no sugarcoating. I told her straight what happened, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, okay, as long as you ain't doing anything or whatever they try to say you did. If you did it, you didn't do it, which I didn't, but still, it's the principle. Like, um, we gonna start from here.
Right.
I'm gonna take you for who you are now. I don't care about that. So
you got the advice in prison, right?
Right.
When did you decide to like, look, I'm gonna taste my hand at this. I'm gonna try it.
So what happened was the wife was always doing videography, creating stuff, and she was just always trying to figure out during the time we was dating, like, what is your niche? What is your niche? What is your niche? What is your niche? She was kept asking all the time. Like, I don't know. I didn't know. So one day, me and my best friend Corey Baker came to my mom's house, and we was debating sports, and we were loud, but we were debating and watching the games, and we were going at it. And she said, "Boom!" She said, "You need to do a podcast or a radio show or a sports talk show." I'm like, "You sure this gonna work?" I said, "Them guys said it in jail." I said, "Man, I don't think this gonna work." He said, "Let's try it out." She said, "It's all about, it's gonna have to grow. It ain't gonna just come overnight, but
Right.
as long as you provide content and stuff, that's
Right.
what happens." So happy show putting up shows, probably people are laughing, giggling, didn't care. Probably like,
Right.
what in the world Prime Time trying to do? This about foolish. I don't know why he think he gonna make it to this level or
So
go
when
to
was this? About what time?
2018.
2018.
When that
Gotcha.
happened.
So let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
I just want to see this. I just want you to see this picture. When was this?
Oh man, that was 2019.
So this is in the beginning right here. So like
Yeah.
you getting your chops wet.
Right. It was like the very beginning of 2019, actually. The very beginning. No.
Let me ask you a
No, it was
question.
the end of 2019. I had something else that came before that right there.
Mhm.
So and what happened was I went on and explained myself. I broke stuff down. And what I learned in the industry, you had something to say before I get into this?
No, go ahead.
Well, I found out in the industry don't care about what you did, what you didn't do. They won't see people who's engaged. They want to see people engaged into your stuff, whether you're right, wrong, if you provide controversy. They want to see you provide content. They want to see if you know what you're doing. Like that industry doesn't judge you on that level, compared to any other job in the world. So it kind of also pushed me even further more into this industry because you don't have to be judged for as long as you can provide the necessary things for people to see, to be engaging, and
It's
to
all about
provide
that
it.
content. Yeah.
So, understanding that, and they asked me to do some shows. They took care of me at the time, to do some shows, and then, at the time, I think the end of
Who did you get your first start with? Who was your first start like as far as the industry?
interview or like start?
Yeah, it's like getting your feet wet. Like
After doing all my YouTubes and stuff like that, I went to Wig Television. I did a show or two, and Wig was downtown.
to my wig down here in Rocky Mount.
Only thing was I didn't understand the situation at the time. I was more like paying out more than getting more.
Yeah,
so it wasn't working.
I'm coming out the wig.
Yeah. So yeah, right. So so with them, I didn't understand. I still was young, and I still didn't really like know the game as much as I knew now. So I want to say one of my first starts was my As a matter of fact, the first story I'm gonna say that really took me to another level was I interviewed John Thompson before, but the one that really hit me was um Lavelle Moten. I reached out to him, and I tell you the reason why he's getting everything in his basket is because he doesn't overlook people and he gives everybody opportunity. He doesn't care what it was. He could have easily told me no.
Who was Lavelle Moton?
Lavelle
Tell
Moten is
people
the
who that
head
is.
basketball coach of North Carolina Central. And that happened at the end of 2018. And we went up there, went to the facility. I have a whole video on my YouTube page. If you want to go to videos, people, anybody want to see it, you'll see the entire video there. And he basically told me, get with the secretary. I called the secretary so she could put it down. He said, I do it. I just don't want to forget you because I do so much. Fine, he did it. He made it happen. I
Right.
did it. And I think from there, I think I seen a little twist. Everybody probably joking and playing, but then they start seeing me
Getting
eventually,
serious.
right?
Right.
See, like I got a guy like him, and then once I got him, I got my main man. I don't know what made me not reach out to him before. It was Sean Drone. Sean Drone invited me to UNC Chapel Hill to do an interview, and he played at Tarboro. And then he was looking at me, and when I first walked in the room, he like, I remember used to talk junk, used to do debates all the time around the high school. He was like, this stuff fits you perfect. He was like, this is your lane, like sports talk,
Right.
debating,
Right.
talking, like this is what you need to do.
He
He
gave you
said,
that
right. So he
confirmation.
gave me confirmation right at the end
Getting
of the
confirmations
yeah,
from all along the way, like
right.
so you know you on the right path.
So and that right there hit another building. That's when I ended up doing some shows at WHIG. I brought in my guy to Kobe Cofield, brought in some guests, brought in John Thompson from North Carolina Wesleyan. Did some sports talk, got some people to kind of call in and talk. Then I ended up start getting like natural support from people that's in the area, the community, and they start seeing it completely different. Then after that, I what really took it off was that I had hosted a gala, the Raw Mind Sports Appreciation Gala, where I saluted volunteer mentors and coaches who go above and beyond by getting paid a nickel a dime to help support kids. Had a phenomenal gala, had some great speakers. I even
I
had
got
guys like Stefan Virgil, Marquetta Dickens, Sean Drone, Jakara Brown. She was there, and they were going to talk to kids, and I had them come up for a session for an hour to kind of give their
you. Right.
spiel on role models and stuff like that. And they were dope. I know Mo was supposed to be a part of that event too, but I don't want to disinclude him. But I know he was busy during that time, so I get it. And I know he's a busy man, no doubt about it.
Mo
But
Deloach.
yeah, Mo Deloach.
Okay.
So he was busy, so I was basically having them guys come talk to kids, talk about the student athlete part, not just the athlete. And they came in for free. Everything we did was for free. It wasn't about no money. The whole gala was for free. Everything was for free.
Good.
The food, everything, anything that happened, the wars, we pretty much came out of pocket ourselves and took care of it. And that was like super big for me. But those confirmations made a huge twist, and then it really made me get on my grind even more. Because during that time with Lavelle and Sean, I ain't know nothing about camera work.
Right.
Now I know everything. Go ahead.
Was it Raw Minds then?
It's still Raw Mind Sports.
Okay, it was Raw Mind then. It,
Raw
it,
Mind
it
Sports.
always started out as Raw Mind.
Raw Mind
Gotcha.
Sports.
Gotcha.
And what happened was during that time for Raw Mind Sports is that wife, like, what you want to call it? So me and my boy really was talking. We felt like Raw Mind Sports because we want people to be raw on the show, not just a typical show at a time.
Gotcha.
We ain't saying it gotta be cursing, but it can be raw and you can get straight to the point.
Facts.
And that's what pretty much made
Yeah. You gotta be raw. You gotta be raw talking about sports, man.
it.
So you start Raw Mind Sports. You're moving in the game. What is one of your favorite things that you have done since you started in this field? Because you done a lot of stuff, but what is one of those things you be like, man, I enjoyed that, man. Like that was a good time, right? I enjoyed doing it. I could do this more and more, you know.
Me being able to cover like real high schools, and right now working for WRL, high school OT, also doing a few things at WRL, whatever they need me to do. It's been a joy. I get to see different athletes from different areas,
Mm-hmm.
not just my area. Now I know it's just high school, but eventually I'll be going up to college. I already know they already said it. It's just I've been enjoying these high schools, these high school teams, watching these teams play, doing the filming, going to every game. They take care of you, making sure you're good, getting equipment, and just actually being on my own, watching these games and watching these guys play. And I'm like, I could do this. pretty much forever. Just watching guys, videoing kids, colleges, athletes, professional athletes, no matter what, I can really do it. But the very key thing is like doing the play by play because I'm always more of a talker. Like being on camera, interviewing players, even doing a play by play, watching the game, me giving my analyst
Right.
and my take on like what I'm seeing, that stuff right there. I don't know. It's just like another. It's a high for me.
It's a high, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love talking sports and I
Yeah.
love getting on the camera. I love
Gotcha.
doing stuff from the sports perspective.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So we're leading into something that me and you been working on for a while. Um, being that you from Tarboro, uh, you and your wife came up with an idea to put together a documentary on Tarboro football. Um, let's talk about that. Talk about Tarboro football. Talk about the program, and then how it came into your mind and like this story got to be told. So if ain't nobody gonna tell it, then I tell it. Tell tell me how like your love for Tarboro football led to this what you're working on now, and let people know like where you're at in the process and like what it's gonna look like in the future.
For me, Tarver football is everything, man. Like, for the kids, the community. It's not necessarily about the coaches, because people always talk about the coaches. The coaches are there, but like people love Tarver football in Tarboro. And I'm just outside as fans and things like that. And to see Tarboro, regardless of how people think 1A, 2A, whatever, to keep going to a state championship year after year after year. Most teams don't do that in this time. Like most teams may have a hot run, say in 2008, 2009. You may not hear from this team the next until 2016.
Mm-hmm.
You may not hear from a team from 2012 to now 20 at the time 2020 or now at the time
We
2023.
went in 15,
Right,
16.
Rocky Mountain,
It's
right,
23 now.
right, and
We
still
ain't
ain't
sniffed the third round since then. It's not easy.
right,
I know, and people say y'all don't play like, but it's 1A, but still, you doing it every year.
right.
Like
It becomes a
you
time,
can't you can't you can't be mad
right.
at that. Like I don't know how people mad at that.
No,
Like
I don't, and that's why I don't understand either. Because everybody's mad at how the system is set up. You got to look at the enrollment, the kids. That stuff has something to do with the educational system. That has nothing to do with the kids. So I feel like
right,
when people talk about that, it's like you're talking about the kids to me. Last thing you need to do is try to kill the morale of the kids, regardless of where they go to. Because even though you fussing as adults to adults, kids hear that.
there
Like
it is.
kids see that. Kids
Yeah,
on social media, like these kids take offense to that. And the last thing I want to do is see people like be mad because a child goes to a school and people feel like because they go to a school it's an easy bracket. My thing is you still got to win the state championship. Regardless of what they do in their regular season, they still got to go to playoffs to play the teams. And they still got to get to state championship and play a really good team. Tarver has lost state championships, but they also won a lot of state championships.
right.
So the real deal is no matter if they won A, 2A, whatever, but they get to the state championship, even if you feel the way you feel, they still got to defeat a team across the West Coast on the west
The
side of North
best team
Carolina
on
that's
the
going to be really
West.
good.
Right.
So and to still beat them, that still means a lot. It's not like they're just beating anybody. Then they're playing against a really good team on the West Coast. That and I'm telling you that cover sports with high school OT, you find out a lot of teams on the West Side pass no huddle. They play like a college style play, and for me, I love seeing this because it's a lot of consistency, man. And the thing about Tarboro, even though they win or lose, Tarboro always had talented football players. Tarboro's won state title at the 3A level in 84, 2A level plenty of times, and of course 1A plenty of times. So they have won state championships on different levels.
Right.
And to see guys like legendary Kevin Bryant, my cousin, other Donald Frank, guys who played back in the day. There's a lot of guys. I'm trying to go all the way back to the 60s before integration. So I'm bringing that in and shout out to my guy Connell Boyd on explaining that a while back that you're gonna see on the documentary. I got a lot of tons of footage for documentary, but every year, even some teams that has a D1 players every single year that was on during those from the 60s all the way up to 2000s had somebody that went somewhere. And then from the 2000s, and it skips a few years, you had some guys who
Right.
went somewhere. So they
Right.
always had D1 players like Derek Black with Appalachian State, TJ Williams was NC State, Isaac Moore played UNC. Now he's a head coach, not head coach, excuse me, defense coordinator at a college in Houston. Um, we had my uncle, he went to Elizabeth City, and my other cousin Andre went to Elizabeth City. You still got Travis Heap who plays safety for ECU. I'm just naming a few people. Gerald Perry went to Hampton. He still played somewhere, played football, really good football. Ty Gurley, of course, Georgia, NFL, stand out. Taquan Lewis went to Ohio State, won a few awards, stand out. Tacoba Cofield went to Duke, NFL player. He got hurt, but he still ended up playing in Canadian League very well. Now he's a coach at ECU. Then you have, what's her name? Taquan. I can't think of who else I named. It was somebody else supposed to name. But I mean, it's a other bunch of guys who actually played at the next level who was like really good. It was a few more guys. It's a whole lot of guys I probably missed, and I apologize. But I was just
Yeah, you
naming a few
got a
guys.
lot of stuff to cover in that documentary,
Right,
man.
right, right,
Like, um, I'm 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 ready to see the final product. I want to see how y'all gonna put that thing together. And I seen like a few, like y'all did some promos for it, man. The thing looked great, man.
right.
It looked great. Yeah, I can't wait to see it. Um, Speaking of Tarboro and their rich history and whatnot, tell me how Tarboro and just where you from. What did that do for Ryan? What? How did that change Ryan? How did Tarboro help Ryan?
I feel like Tarver helped me because it helped me get out the mud. Tarver doesn't have a lot of resources, and some resources may be there, some resources may be hidden. Raw thoughts, I don't know where they at, but it's pretty much you got to either get an education, have some good grades to get out of Tarboro, or you have to be a phenomenal athlete. In Tarboro. Tarboro doesn't have a lot of resources for things. So for me, I always looked at it like,
You got to
even
make
my
the
story
best
I
out
done
of what you
told you.
got.
Yeah. With my story I just told you earlier previously in the show, things like that, I still found a way to still persevere. And I feel like in my life, I feel like it's one of my duties is to help children, to help the community. I'm strong on getting everybody a shot, regardless of where they at. I'm strong on getting resources to help people get a shot. My favorite line is, "I'm gonna get you a shot." Now, what you do with your shot, that's a different story.
There
Because
you
I
go.
can't like watch you, babysit you in life, but I want to make sure you get your chance
Yeah.
at life and do things like Tar's a very small town, man. There ain't a lot of people just walking through Tar and say, "Hey, I'm gonna give you this, I'm gonna give you that," and
Right.
I'm not expecting them to give anything, but it's even hard. But now with technology, things have kind of got like easier, but it's hard to like say like, "Hey, we're gonna do this with Tarboro." It's so many states, so many towns, so many counties in the country
Right.
for people to like mentally like hone in on that. So you try to hope that your homegrown, your roots can kind of help with the resources and things like that. And I ain't saying it has to be naturally, financially, but if you don't have the capital backing, hopefully you have the network backing to
Right.
hopefully one ear can hit another ear to the other. And
Yeah.
I feel like that's something that hit me. And I feel like now I'm being able to network. I've been in different rooms that some people would never even get into. Um, and I'm learning so much from different angles. And I'm strong on being aware, being
Right.
my own thinker,
Got to.
being aware of what I'm doing, but at the same time also being reasonable, hearing out other people what they do. So I'm just strong on you know, giving people an opportunity now. What they do with that shot, it's up to them.
Right.
And Tarboro, definitely, you have to like, if you can make it in Tarboro, as what they say in this song, Jay Z said, if you can make it anywhere, New York, you can make it anywhere. No, if you can make it to Tarboro,
That's
you
right.
can make it anywhere because it ain't too much. It ain't too much
You got to
jobs.
get it
It
out
ain't
of the
no,
mud.
ain't nobody
Yeah.
trying to just move back to Tarboro. Say, I just want to live
That's
in
right.
Tarboro so bad.
That's right.
No, they
A
coming home
lot of
because
us
they have
leave
to.
here and don't come back.
Right.
We don't never come back. Yeah.
Right. They either don't come back. You have guys who like just have to come back because it may not be an opportunity out there somewhere.
Circumstances.
Or they're just trying to get themselves together to move out. But it
Right.
ain't nothing to make you say at the moment. But now Tarboro has a social district. They're having things come together and it's gonna get better. But nobody's not just saying when they leave college, I'm
Right.
moving back to Tarboro.
Yeah.
Now you'll come visit home, Thanksgiving. If you already, basically what I'm saying, if you're not already here in Tarboro, then it's different. But like if you're like gone, this is not your first destination. You're not thinking about it.
Right.
You're gonna try not to get back here,
Right.
if anything.
So, any last words, man? Anything that you want to put out there to the people that you might want them to know? Any events or anything coming up as far as raw minds or high school OT, anything that you got going on.
Yeah. Oh boy, I definitely got a lot. High school OT definitely keeps me going. WRL is super cool to work with. I'm working on a program now. I want to bring like a broadcasting program to Tarboro. Hopefully I can sit down with some partners and see how we can either fund it or invest into it, like to help kids. Like a lot of kids, I'm strong on like kids. Everybody think they're gonna be the next Ty Gurley, and I have to have that conversation. Like you can manage, you can still do a lot of things in this sports industry, the entertainment industry, and still make a lot of money. If you're
Right.
looking for money, I'm saying if you're looking for money, if you're doing it from the pure soul, that's what you love, that's another thing too. But if you're looking for something like that, you could be in this industry, make a lot of money, be around the areas, be in the arenas with these people. You don't have to necessarily be an entertainer to make a pretty good salary. And what I'm learning, like in this field right here, man, you be a videographer, you could be somebody in front of the camera, you could be a radio, you could be an engineer. It's so many it's so many areas, man, and people like
A
you,
lot of jobs in this field.
right?
Yeah.
And you want people to know, like, hey, being on the field is not the only thing. I want to be able to give you another opportunity just in case it don't work. What if you did get hurt? What if you did get injured?
Hmm.
Like, you gotta have something to fall back on. I want kids and people of the future children, the future people that I feel like gonna run the world to have the A through Z plan. Meaning, I want you to have multiple options. So if A don't work, you have B. If B don't work, you have C. If D
Right.
C don't work, you got D. So I want you to have like multiple plans to like work out and to give yourself an opportunity to, you know, be great at what you do
Right.
and in different elements of your life, like learning more tools, adding more to your armor. And I feel like that's something that needs to be like done. I'm trying to work on that. Of course, somebody like you, Fonte, will be a part of that, like studio engineering, audio. I feel like we need to teach kids more instead of just a sport. It ain't saying they got to go into this field either. But I don't want kids to just say, "Hey, look," not a bad way. So I'm saying this is raw thoughts. I'm not saying that bad. I'm not saying that bad at all about it, whatever. Because I understand you got to do what you got to do. That's the element. I don't think the universe put us on Earth to like just work in factories. You got billionaires and billion-dollar owners want you to work in factories. I get it.
Yeah, I'm never going to
Right?
work in the factory
So I,
again.
I don't necessarily think that the universe or people put on Earth to say, "Hey, that God or the universe put you on Earth to say, whatever religion you believe in, you need to work in the factory when you grow up." That wasn't it. I know they probably put you as an entertainer in the media world, a scientist, an engineer, a doctor, maybe things like that, a lawyer, things like that. They have like real high careers, firemen, maybe police officer. Who knows? I'm just naming just a few things that's off the head. A business owner, maybe
Hmm.
that's what you was put on earth for. And I feel like a lot of guys or people sell themselves short because some of them I understand that back in the day never were taught because they were never around people who like knew, and that's
Right.
not a hindrance to them. So I get it. But if they always have a chance to go back and relearn some things, I'm always strong on like it's okay to relearn some things and unlearning some things that really kind of hindered you, but also understanding with gratitude, like I needed that because they helped me unlearn in a good
Right.
way. So I just want people to have opportunity. I'm planning on getting a broadcasting program, huge one. I want to bring a lot of opportunity to kids and children, and it's gonna take a team. It's gonna take more than me. It's gonna take phenomenal
Right.
people around me to keep it running, and I want those phenomenal people to make sure things ran a certain way because I have a family, lovely family, 4 kids and 4 children. I know other people got more kids than me, so I feel like
Put in the work.
needs to be done, right? So yeah, man. I mean, that's all I'm doing, and I'm just trying to grow every single day. And I want you to know a person to me, no matter what. I'm strong on also in my last part. I'm strong on not the past is the past. What we doing now. Um, I don't care. I know some days where people be like they're amazed at me, and then I know some days might be some people saying like, "Hey, they still think about 7 years ago, or 4 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever." Not thinking about this, and that's okay. Like I'm not running from that. I'm gonna tell you what it is. I don't care how you feel or however you want to say it, but I'm strong on where I'm at today. I'm letting people know at the end of the day, instead of us talking and beefing and gossiping, how you making yourself better every day if you're focusing on something or somebody else. My thing is I'm trying to focus on how I'm gonna make this world better, and no matter the mistakes or the obstacles or the wrong turns I took, I want to make sure this place is going in a great spot. And I'm
Right.
strong on not judging anybody because life hits people differently, and you want to know like what we gonna do about making today a better
Right.
day than yesterday.
That's right. And on that note, uh, man, thank you for coming through, bro. We're gonna do this again though. We're gonna have several raps like this. We can come in studio, sit down, chop it up anytime you get ready, man.
Yeah.
Um, again, everybody, These are all his social media accounts. Make sure you go hit my boy up. Check out his stuff, man. He always putting stuff out. He always giving his raw thoughts on the sports game and just on life in general. I be seeing you and your uncle or somebody doing the he be talking trash on what TikTok.
Yeah, yeah.
What's up with that, man? That's hilarious, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we be bugging, man. That's my
Hey,
guy Uncle Dunk. We just be
I gotta get on that. I gotta get on that TikTok wave.
Oh man, yeah, yeah. No doubt, no doubt.
But yo, man, I appreciate you, bro. Uh, much prosperity to you. Keep pushing forward, man. And I'm gonna leave it on this note.